And hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show. With me tonight, I have Tomeka. I have Charlie with me once again. Tonight, we're actually going to be doing our Matrix Rewatch Reloaded style. And this is actually our Matrix Reloaded review. And welcome, guys. I had so much fun last night talking about the Matrix and stuff like that, and just geeking out with you guys over this. Um, but yes, hello to everybody.
Hello.
Hi, part two.
So, and this time, this movie actually takes place 6 months after the events of the original Matrix. Neo and Trinity are now romantically involved. Morpheus receives a message from Captain Nebo of the Logos calling an emergency meeting of all ships of Zion. Zion has confirmed the last transmission of the Osiris, an army of Centaurs, is tunneling towards Zion and will reach it within 72 hours. And this is actually a good time to throw an orgy to show that they're not going to take no crap off of machines, because by doing that, you can start up an orgy. It'll be okay because because the machines are not gonna attack you if you have an orgy.
Yes.
But anyways, we actually see the introduction to new characters within the first 5 minutes of this film as well. We wind up seeing the introduction by Jaden Pickett Smith. We wind up seeing other characters that wasn't even introduced in the first film or anything like that either. Another thing I want to mention is too, this movie had a budget of 127 million to 150 million. It made 739.4 million dollars at the box office. So, anyways, what did you guys think of the new characters when you guys first saw them and stuff like that? For me, it was very different. It was a different world of the Matrix, and also transformed on how different it was from the very first movie.
Yeah.
Good, Tomeka.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was good being introduced to new characters. So you see how this world expands because you see different captains of ships, and Jada Pinkett Smith's character,
Captain Niobe.
Niobe. Yeah, you see her, and she's a little badass, and I guess she is too in real life. But I'm kind of sick of hearing about their drama. But yeah, it was good. I am. There's a petition out to end their marriage drama. Um, but yeah, it like I said, it was good to see more characters and to see how vast this world is and the different ships, because you've only stayed with the Nebuchadnezzar.
Yes.
Yeah, you only stayed with that one ship. And now in this movie, you see that there are various ships. And then we finally go to Zion, like you were saying. And then apparently that's where everybody just comes home and have orgies. And maybe if they just stayed and just had orgies, the machines would not have come. Just 24/7 orgies probably would have saved the world. And that's all I have to say.
Remember what Morpheus says: these walls will be shaken.
Yeah, orgies. Yeah. Yeah, but I will say that I saw this movie with my sister, and that sex scene with Neo and Trinity was too long. And me and my sister were slightly uncomfortable. We were like, oh boy, this scene's still going. Jeez. That plus the orgy scene. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh jeez. Man,
Yeah.
it's a long scene. We get it. You like sex. Jeez. Okay, I'm done.
Like I said, I saw this again. This is my first R-rated movie I watched in theaters. So seeing that, like, I'll admit, this movie was really, really, really boring at aspects. Really, really, really boring. Like the opening sequence with Trinity kicking ass. Oh yeah, like her, like that
Right.
was awesome. That was great. And then her jumping out of the building, that was cool. And then Neo beating up the agents like that. Actually, I think it wasn't Captain Niobe that called the Nebuchadnezzars. I think it was like they're having a meeting or whatever. But it was
Mhm.
really it was Commander Locke, because
Okay.
Commander Locke is currently dating Captain Niobe, who
Mm.
Morpheus had a thing for.
Drama.
And then so they've been ordered to return to Zion, but yet Morpheus wants one ship to be, like, couple ships to be left just in case the Oracle calls, because what do you know, the Oracle's missing. wow, that's pretty hard to lose that the Oracle. Like, yeah, she can just go off on her own. Like, and Neo kicking ass, that was great. And you see Agent Smith again, and Neo's got like he has dreams, so we're going back to dream stuff. But he's able to see codes, so he's able to sniff out like a dog, like sniff out a bomb. Yeah, okay, something's going on. What's going on? Like, and he was immediately there. He beats up the agents. That was pretty cool. This is a Superman thing, and then we get this. At least it's between 30 to 45 minute gap of absolutely nothing. Like, it's just a lot of talking, like stuff I don't care. Like, this kid wants to join Nebuchadnezzar, and Neo's like, oh,
Right.
again. Does this guy have anything better to do? Like, that's the first time you hear Neo actually be like, can this guy go away? I'm tired of being a hero. Like all he just wants to have sex with Trinity. That's all he wants.
He just wants to have sex and orgy.
Right.
That's pretty much. And then there's nothing going on. A lot of talking. We have to deal with Link's wife, who lost her brother Dozer. And if you're wondering, oh yeah, Link's the new of that, because you're wondering, where's Tank? Well, we don't know what happened to Tank. They somewhat killed him off, but then again, we don't know, because he wanted more. The actor that wanted to play Tank wanted more money. They said no, so they put a guy in Link there, which I like him. He's just, I like the actor that plays him, because he's just got that personality. I think I can't pronounce his last name, but his first name is Harold. Yeah, he's great. I don't care about his wife. I don't care about anybody else. I just care about the four people in the Nebuchadnezzar. I wasn't really a big, huge fan of Jada Pinkett Smith as Niobe. I just thought she's just there. It's like, I think there was really supposed to be another actress. I think was supposed to play her, but I think she died in a plane crash. So that's why I think it was Ashanti. I think.
Oh wow! Aaliyah. No.
Oh yeah, never mind. Aaliyah. Sorry, I think it was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be her that was supposed to play Niobe.
Oh.
And then she had the.
It would make sense, because at that time, I think.
Oh no, the plane crash. Yeah.
Yeah, because she was in Queen of the Damned, I think, during this time.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting.
And then the other interesting thing is Jet Li was supposed to be in this movie. He was supposed to play the bodyguard to the Oracle, Seraph. But I think it was because I think they must have said something about his height, or they said you're too short to play him, or something of that nature. Or there was a lot. I don't know. I don't know the full details. I can look that up. But I know
Jet Li was short.
Jet Li's bad. So I think he was supposed to be in this movie, but then I think something happened where he said no.
But I do want to say this though, with the sex scene and stuff like that. I remember my brother-in-law and I were
sorry.
It's okay. But I remember when my brother-in-law and I were going to go see this movie, because, we were both fans of the first one, but I didn't see it with him. And so anyways, I remember I forgot what grade I was in or whatever, but he winds up telling my mom that there's this 10-minute sex scene. And that's pretty much wrapped it up from there, where I couldn't go. I'm like, well, thanks. And back in this movie was controversial because of that scene. But if you look back on it now, it's compared to what we have now, compared to this is nothing compared to what we have now. Look at Game of Thrones. Look at everything else with frontal nudity and everything else.
We got 50 Shades of Grey. Are you kidding me? This is tamer than that.
Right.
Yeah.
But basically what I'm saying is this, though, too. I just remember the controversy surrounding it because of that scene and things like that. And of course, I'm like, wait, I got to see Nightmare on Elm Street 5, where basically a girl takes off her shirt when I was like 6, 7 years old. That was okay. But me going to see a rated R movie with Neo, with Kiki, with Keanu, having sex with Trinity, they drew the line on. I'm like, okay. But, I have to agree with you, though, Charlie, whenever you said there was just too much talking with it and it was boring. Yeah. Because everything within the Matrix is fun. Anything that's in Zion and things like that, anything regarding the ships and the protection of the fleet and stuff like that, I didn't care about. But there is like one thing that I liked from one of the things is when a character's always questioning something. as well, and it's where you have Neo, and you also have one of the people who are what's the word I'm thinking of when you have like the older people that's in charge.
What, the counselor?
Yeah, the counselor. When the counselor and him are talking,
Or chancellor, I think that's the
the chancellor and him are talking, and they're looking out into the horizon where all these machines are doing something, and he's like, I don't know how these machines work. I just know they work and they serve a purpose, but I don't know. I don't understand the purpose of it. I don't understand the mechanics of it. And that's just like some stuff that we actually might actually pop up in our heads. We don't understand when certain electronics work or how they work. We just know that it works. We don't know the mechanics of it. So that was like one of the things that I really liked about it. But anytime that I was in Zion, I was bored. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I just felt bored with the Zion stuff. Anything within the Matrix and everything was fun. The CGI just doesn't stand out like it does, like the first one does. But this, to me, the CGI just didn't fit in like I thought it would be. It just didn't live up to where it once was. But I do like the agents fights and stuff like that with Neo against Agent Smith again. And of course, the reason why he's back is because Neo pretty much did something to him within his DNA and changed his whole entire DNA to where now that whole entire coding is now part of Neo. Mm-hmm. And it's also destroying everything within the Matrix itself and adding different codes, which is why when you see them looking at the coding and stuff like that, they're wondering why is this a weird codex and stuff. So I definitely like that aspect of it. Then of course I like the Asian guy that's in this movie though too. I thought he was really good. I didn't know about Jet Li being in this film, but I think if they did have him in there, it would actually stand out more. Mm-hmm. But still, I thought that what they'd had with this actor worked, but it would have been a whole lot better with this Asian guy. But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys talk a little bit too.
So I got more clarification. So the one that plays Z, of which I believe is the wife of Link, was actually supposed to be Aaliyah, not Niobe, which I was wrong on that one. And then and the reason we had to reshoot scenes with the other actress, and then Jet Li was offered the role of Sarah, but he turned it down because he did not want his martial art moves digitally recorded. That was the big thing, digitally recorded, not because of his size, digitally recorded. And on Wikipedia, there has been any censorship issues regarding the sex scenes in this. I haven't seen any read any controversies to it.
No, not controversy within the news or anything. I'm talking about like controversy within our parents and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In our homes, not within the media or anything. Mm-hmm. Because don't forget, parents can over exaggerate on some things as well. Yeah. And without seeing the full context of something. So of course, it will be controversial to us as teens because we're not allowed to see something that that they see that is not right for us. So that's what I mean.
I wanted to clarify on that because it wasn't very specific. But then again, in 2001, we got Halle Berry and Swordfish. I mean, come on! That was 2 years ago.
I saw that too. I saw that.
I watched that movie with my parents. Swordfish is a great movie. You got to do a review on it. It's an awesome movie.
I love that movie.
But yeah, again,
I'll listen to y'all review.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's John Travolta at his best, and it's got like great cast. But anyway, yeah, the Zion stuff sucked. Like, because when I was a kid in 2003. Yeah, I like that again. The seeing this stuff, I'm like, because I love the Matrix so much. I'm like, okay. Bored. Let's get to it. Let's get the action sequences, not the orgy. I didn't want that. Like that was completely unnecessary. Like, why did you want to piss off the machines? Really? They really think that was a good idea? Because you're right underneath the machines and they're digging. Like, come on. Like what? But let's think critically here. Like, I know you're gonna die, and most of you are gonna die in the next movie, but let's not resort to that. Let's get ready for the war, because that's what this is. You're about to fight. Again, the one aspect design I thought was really cool is the mechanical techs, the one with the dual guns. Like that was cool. seeing that, and then seeing that, like, again, that was an aspect I liked in the third one, which we'll get into, but third movie is just as boring as like most of the movie is pretty boring, and this one's actually got some memorable scenes in it, because once you get past the boring Zion stuff, it's a roller coaster. It's like right there, and it's like boom, 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 and credits, and then years later, once I watched a DVD at the end of it, I'm like, what do you mean? What does it say? Coming soon. There's an actual trailer for the third movie at the end of the credits of the second one. Nice. I am not kidding. There is. I did not know it. Again, 2003. I did not know that in 2003 and 2004.
Yeah, because they were filming back to back at that time.
Yeah, and they came out. But at the time, I didn't know that, and that's why I thought this was kind of cool. Like that, there's a trailer for the third one after the end of it. Like, and this is like the post-credit scene before Marvel started doing it. You actually got a trailer, a short trailer, albeit, but hyping up the new one. And I thought that was pretty cool, because something's filmed back to back doesn't mean they're going to show a trailer at the end of it. Like, I mean, Mission Impossible is filmed back to back. The new one, there probably won't be a trailer after that one. So it's very rare that we get a trailer for the next movie, which I thought was pretty cool. But it's boom, 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 boom. Like, and then the Hunter Mr. Smith thing, and like in 2003, seeing this was awesome, because no one's done this. No one's had a copy of 100 Mr. Smiths, and the only way to do this was CGI. There was no way they could have done this. Even today, technology, you can't necessarily do that. Maybe you can do it better, but at the time, I thought the CGI looked cool. Does it look cool? Not really. But if you watch the behind the scenes, if you go on YouTube, on the Warner Brothers Entertainment, you can actually see how they did it. Makes you appreciate the scene a little bit more, and like I said, I thought the sequence was entertaining. The sequence, like, again, the CGI part when when he got the pipe and he's like running around in circles, that was cool. I mean, it wasn't shaky cam, because we get shaky cam now these days, but I thought that was pretty cool. And then how he took on the Smiths, and honestly, I hate the Oracle, because she brings bad news. Like, can you let Neo at least have some? This at least, like, not put all.
Hey, at least Neo got a cookie at his first visit. Because now 6 months later, he doesn't even get a cookie, and he's supposed to be the one.
You give him a he takes
he got candy.
You got a candy.
Yeah.
Candy. And then you get to learn about well, and then the other interesting thing is that you actually have a Mr. like the Agent Smith stops the person from answering the telephone, so he gets cloned. What do you know? He answers the phone, so he's like, his mind's all screwed up. He's cutting his hand. Like, it's like, I mean, like, and then again, that twist, though, I mean, that's the first movie that I think around that time period, they actually had a cliffhanger. It ended in a cliffhanger, and then the whole theater were like, what? And then when she see his face, everybody was like, oh, no, like, it's that guy. You kind of could have expected it, but again, this is the first, like, it's doing stuff that nobody's done before at the time. Again, this came out in 2003, so of course this looks outdated. But still, I mean, we just got to appreciate for this, because if we didn't get the second and third movie, we wouldn't be getting this new one that's coming out.
Yeah, but to y'all's point about how boring Zion is, I think that's the point. Like, everything in Zion is just like muted colors, is boring, it's not sleek, it's not exciting, it's not chic. And I mean, what else they got to do but have sex?
And watch these machines do things that they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, you like, what? Hey, what's going on? Let's just have some sex.
Right?
It's like the boys came home from war. That's how I see it. And then everybody's celebrating, like, ooh, orgy time. You came back alive. So,
I wonder if that's what goes through the United States Army.
Boys are back in town. But going back to the scene with the Chancellor and Neo, he did talk about control. And I thought that was a really interesting talk. And Neo proved his point, and he was like, "Well, we can just get rid of all the machines. We could just kill them all." And he was like, "Well, that's my point. Like, wait, who is in control? Like, is it us? Is it the machines?" And then he was like, "Okay, if we get rid of the machines, then how are we going to power the lights and electricity for Zion?" So I thought that was a pretty interesting story. How we have a dependency on these machines and technology, like the lights that we have and our phones and the computer we're on now. Like, you can see how we're so dependent upon technology or the machines. So
Right. But that does raise an interesting thing that you mentioned, everything about how we're so powered on with machines and stuff like that, and how we rely on machines. And it's like cause and effect, right? It's like, well, if you destroy this, the outcome is you destroy something else.
hmm
How
Oh,
oh
more
sorry,
do you
it's
destroy? You know,
yeah, I
it's
think
like
the
right.
Frenchman was talking about that too, John. He was talking about cause and effect as well. So that's interesting you brought that up. Maybe that's the theme of the Matrix Reloaded. There's a cause and an effect.
Because we see that played out with Mr. Smith, well, not
Mhm,
Agent Smith, where he's copying everything because of Neo's DNA that's inside of him.
mhm,
So we already see that cause at the first film, where Neo goes inside of him and he blows him up to pieces. But then there's pieces of DNA of a little bit of Neo, a little bit of Agent Smith that's being blasted around. The second one, the effect is Agent Smith hacking into the whole entire matrix and changing the programming up to the point where now everything's changed, and that's the effect of it. Because of, yes, Neo stopped Agent Smith at the first film, but at what cost?
mhm,
And I like that. I like the fact that it's like, yeah, congratulations, you beat the big bad, but what's the outcome?
mhm,
What's after this? And now we get to see that being played out. Now he's actually getting a chance to turn other people within the Matrix into agents. We also see him trying to also do that to Neo and everything too. And Neo doesn't understand what's going on and everything, because remember, Trinity goes, "Well, what happened?" He goes, "I don't know. And I just felt uncomfortable." And I'm just paraphrasing, but the whole fact that Neo is probably thinking, "Wait, this could happen to me. I could wind up being an agent and everything if I'm not careful as well." Because this guy's also powerful, and he's also kind of like Neo. He's, like I said before in our message, Tomeka, where he's unplugged, but at the same time, he's nothing like Neo. He wants to control it all
mhm.
and everything
Yeah,
too.
yeah. He almost got Morpheus too
Yep.
in that scene before they met the architect. Yeah, they almost turned Morpheus as well. That would have
yeah,
been.
it's like that's like the very end, right before they go to the the architect,
Yeah,
the
yeah. I
old white
mean,
dude that I wanted Neo to kick his ass.
it was scary enough that
Yeah,
he turned the Oracle, because now you like
oh yeah,
now
that's the
you're
third
like
movie.
great. Oh wait, whoops, sorry.
That's it, like
See, they're
again,
all starting to come.
yeah. Um, I would say Mr. Agent Smith, or like he's got Neo's DNA. I wouldn't say that. I would say he's a new man. He's unplugged because he's not in the agent system. He's rogue. He's like a rogue virus that's running rampant in that because he's unplugged. He's got no rules, no regulations because I think they kicked him out in a sense. I wouldn't say he's got some of Neo's DNA. I wouldn't say Neo's got some Agent Smith's DNA. I don't think DNA's transmitted that way. Again, it's like like Neo is like the like McAfee. What's to say we're gonna do a computer talk? He's like McAfee security. He's blocking malware. That's what Agent Smith was like, malware. Once you get rid of malware, you don't transmit malware. You don't intercept. You don't receive malware. I think Agent Smith was just unplugged because he saw him like hand him here. I tell him like thank Neo for letting me free. I wouldn't say he's got the DNA in there. And then when Neo said it was like it made it like when he got like it was about to clone, it made him feel back in that hallway. It felt like dying, and that's essentially what it is. And then he tried to get Morpheus until Neo saw him, and of course Neo's like kicking ass. Like he's beating up all the agents like they're just rag dolls. But they go at the idea of cause and effect. It leads into probably when the movie really picks up when you meet the Frenchman and his the horny Frenchman again. The whole thing about Reloaded is about sex.
Yeah,
that seems to be the whole Reloaded. It's all about sex because
cause and orgy cake. Yeah,
he gives the girl the cake that's something, and then he's in the ladies' room, and he's like, she wasn't kissing your face, my love. Like, I mean, it's pretty like the innuendos, but I thought Persephone was hilarious, and the scene I loved the most. Again, Trinity is such a badass, but she goes, "Okay, in order to get the keymaker, I just need a kiss." I like this is a sample. She pulls out her gun and goes, "Why don't you sample this instead?" And then Morpheus tells her, "Trinity." And she looks so bummed. She really wanted to like bust a cap in her, like shoot her so many times. Like, no, and that's how is like, oh, such a thing that is a kiss. Like, you just hate it, Persephone, because she kissed Neo, and Trinity couldn't do jack shit about it.
That
she
was
so pissed, but
that's a true test right there.
funny.
I mean,
that wasn't a kiss. That was some tongue up in there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was like, no, that was more than a kiss. I would have my gun on her too.
Yeah, I mean,
Randy would actually have her gun right at that girl.
I would shank her.
Yeah,
I'm like, if you don't get off my man, give us.
I love the entrance.
Give it to us
when they're in the elevator, and then Morpheus is like, when the people want to get on with them, they're like Morpheus is telling them no, and then Neo, what do you see? Well, every floor is wired with explosives. Bad for us. So it's like, because this is a whole new one about the backdoors, about in the Matrix. That's cool, but the Persephone sequence was hysterical. And the other line I liked by Trinity, when one of the guards tried to touch Trinity, she goes, "Touch me," and that hand will never be able to touch anything again. I'm like, you better listen to her. She's gonna break your arm or cut it off. Like, I mean, don't piss off Trinity. That's the big motto of these movies. Don't piss her off.
Yes.
And don't don't try to chase her in a car sequence or a motorcycle sequence, because she'll escape you in a second. She'll drive into oncoming traffic, weave in and out. Like, yeah, and we'll get into that. Like that sequence it was so good. But yeah, the meeting the Frenchman that was a great sequence. And then when you meet the Keymaker, which after he becomes the Keymaker, he becomes the doctor for John Wick, because everyone, that's the same guy. He was the doctor for the Continental, which is like, you'll like if you like tear your stitches, you'll bleed to death, but you have full function. But yeah, it's the same guy. He went from a Keymaker to Keymaker to helping out Neo and the team, to then mending up John Wick.
It makes sense now,
right?
And then we're talking about the albino twins.
Oh, yeah,
twins. Those dudes. I was like, okay,
those are my favorite characters.
They look freaky, and then they like become transparent, and I'm like, oh god, okay. So if we're talking about computer talk, what would they be?
I believe
like another virus or something.
Well, let me go off with the other thing real quick, because there was something I wanted to add with the cake and stuff like that. To me, that also resembles Cypher, with the cake acting on emotions and how out of control we are, which is what the Frenchman actually talks about, is does food actually make us basically act the way that we do, or is it our own intentions the way that we do things, and as well. And then of course we wind up seeing the girl take the bite, and then of course it winds up making her horny. But you see, this is why I can't be a doctor.
I mean, I don't know. I want to say that Cypher. I didn't write with that, because this sequence with the steak, it had nothing to do with this. I think it's because the Frenchman put something in the cake himself. It wasn't necessary. Oh, eating the cake with nothing in it makes you want to do this. No, I wouldn't.
Well,
I wouldn't agree with that. I don't think this I didn't even.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Charlie. Didn't mean to.
No, it's
but
fine.
remember, but remember when people try foods or whatever? Basically, people are like, "Ooh, this is so good. This is like better than sex," or and it's just all mixed in with different emotions and stuff when somebody bites into something. I'm just going off of that, but and maybe I'm going down the rabbit hole with it, but that's what I was thinking. But
yeah, I guess so. I don't. Yeah, I guess I saw it as something like, well, of course, it's all metaphors up in here, like just how we're just out of control is what the Frenchman was saying. We're just completely out of control, and we just have the ability to give into our desires and our wants. And I guess whatever he put in that cake
that's what she wanted.
awakened her deepest desires for lust and whatever else. But I did like the shot where I mean, we, we got to see her explode. But I thought that was pretty cool special effect.
But
And my
going off
sister was like, I need that cake when we were in the theater.
See what you started, Sean. See what you started. You went down the rabbit
Whoa!
hole. Now we're talking about
go to
this.
the bathroom. I'm sorry.
We're about to talk about the action sequences, and you're talking about a different set of action here.
Well, sorry, I wanted to get into that a little
That's
bit.
part of the Matrix too, as well, Charlie. Sex and action. Right.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
The orgasm cake.
But okay, let's talk about the albino twins, because the twins are my favorite characters, and and I like how they're transparent, which maybe has anything to do with maybe the Wachowskis being transsexual and being transparent, and that kind of aspect. Maybe it's a metaphor for them. I don't know, but as far as their duties inside the Matrix and everything, I think it's just to prevent anybody from screwing up anything that the French guy has plans for. Yeah. Because he can add anything to the Matrix and make people do certain things. Maybe it has something a little bit to do with like how we receive things with media. And how certain things just falter our mind because of something that we see.
I just know it's really hard to kill them, and that was getting on my nerves.
Try playing the game.
They're just agents with ghost form.
If I'm this annoyed, I don't think I can handle the game. Not with those two in it.
They're just agents, but in ghost form.
Oh, ghost agents.
You could say that. I mean, yeah, I love the agents too, and like my dad and I, we love the agent. Like they were the twins, because they were just great. And then a sequence when I was like that very hits me is like, we are getting very aggravated. Yes, we are. My dad and I said that because I was coming home from one of my doctor's appointments, my annual checkups, and we were like it was the longest visit I've ever had. We were sitting in traffic, and this girl's like flipping her hair in the middle while we're stuck behind her, flipping her hair, doing makeup, like so annoying to the point is we're getting very, and we quoted, we're getting very aggravated. Yes, we are. Like the sequence, because we were watching this person in real life being really annoying. I'm like, yeah, it's aggravating. Let's go. This not makeup time. It's drive time. Let's go, because some of us had actually want to get home. But yeah, it's just like the twins were just very relatable. But and then I just love the back doors of how suddenly you seem like they're in like this Chinatown area, and then all of a sudden they open a door, boom, you're in the mountains. Like this is so like just like the locations or just how they were to go from one like for the set of keys and doors. It's like it was very intriguing. I thought it was really cool that, but and of course Persephone is the one that's going against her husband because cause and effect. The cause, her husband felt like cheating on her with some blonde girl because that's what he has a thing for, and Persephone didn't like it. She's like, and then the way she just goes about herself. am I the only one that keeps silver bullets in their guns? And she just randomly shoots some guy in the like shoots one of the men in the head, just to get the Frenchman back or the Merovingian, and then cause and effect, my love. What? Where's the lipstick you were wearing? She wasn't kissing your face, my love. And it's like, what, you think this is a game? Yeah, have fun. So she leaves and let them deal with each other. So this is when they kind of split up, when Morpheus and Trinity are running after the Keymaker along with the Ghost, which Trinity even admitted, like, kind of lost in the theater when they sunk to the ground, like that's a cool trick. And then then the action picks up, and we have Neo taking out the entire guards, and then he does the iconic stopping the bullets, and he impresses the Merovingian. Okay, you have some skill. Like he's just a random guy. Nope, he could stop bullets.
That was pretty cool. That scene where they jump from one staircase balcony to the other in slow motion. It was very Renaissance.
Yeah.
Almost like a Renaissance painting in action. So I thought it was really artistic.
I miss Neo without guns. But then again, I realized, oh wait, he does the exact opposite in the John Wick movies. He does nothing but guns. Not as much kung fu, but more guns in that one. And I was like, okay, that makes up for it because he has so many headshots in those movies. But yeah, like again, I thought this was an entertaining sequence. It was a great action sequence. Neo kicking ass, like when he stopped the blade, and then you see that, like, and he stops it, and then the guy's and his eyes lit up. I'm like, and he starts bleeding. You see, he's just a man.
Man, yeah.
It kind of sounds like Gal Gadot from the Fast and Furious movies. You see, he's just a man. Like he's like the way he says it was like exactly how Gal Gadot says it in the Fast and Furious movies. He's just a man.
Well, the action sequence on the interstate too.
Oh, the highway scene.
I'm thinking about it. It kind of reminds me of Tenet, where she's going against traffic. So I kind of thought about that too. That's why I'm like Christopher Nolan watching a lot of Matrix and just kind of slowly putting it into Tenet and all his films.
And this one isn't going backwards. This is her literally driving into the
traffic. Yeah.
Right. I mean, that sequence, like, she can give Tom Cruise a run for his money on a motorcycle, and I'd put money on Trinity. Trinity would beat Ethan Hunt in a motorcycle race in oncoming traffic, 100%, easily. Like, yeah, there's no way Ethan Hunt's losing this. Like, dude, you're losing to a girl in this one. It's pretty obvious, but again, that's the whole sequence of how they filmed it. This was like there was not much CGI in this. This was like really all practical effects, like the cars like flipping. Like it was one of the best sequences like I've ever seen in a movie. Like this sequence alone was worth the price of admission for this movie. It makes up for the Zion boring orgy sequences. It made up for that. It made up for the talking. This sequence alone gives the movie a decent rating for me because because that sequence is so good, and it's got like some bits and comedy in it, like the idea like of when Trinity's on the bike when she's like, Link, I need a hotline for a hotwire bike, and then she says, hold on a sec. Keymaker holds her key, goes, you are handy, and it's just like the subtleness of it, and it was just hilarious, and it was actually really entertaining. But again, the whole sequence of that. So go ahead, John. You seem to be wanting to talk, so go ahead.
No, you're good. Seriously.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You seem kind of disturbed.
Nah, I'm good.
Go for it, John.
But no, I remember seeing the highway scene and everything else too being played out. As a matter of fact, I remember it on the Super Bowl commercial as well, because that's what they teased. They teased that big, huge action sequence. And to see it in the theaters and stuff like that would have been totally awesome to see.
It was.
But unfortunately, I saw it on DVD instead. But still, overall, I still had chills that whole entire thing because of how blown away I was just with the action sequences alone. And of course, with Morpheus and then Trinity trying to learn how to hotwire the bike and everything. And then, of course, finally we find the two albino twins being destroyed in the explosion. and everything too, because you're wondering the whole entire time, how is Neo going to take these twins down whenever they keep on dodging everything? Because it gets to the point where they're very OP and you're wondering when are the twins going to die? And then finally they die in that 18-wheeler accident where it collides with another car, I believe, and then
No,
Actually,
actually,
Morpheus got his samurai sword.
yeah, that's right, got the
yeah.
samurai sword.
The car was
That's right.
running up to him. Morpheus does the quick one, the quick duck and cover spin, and he cuts the
That's right.
uses his katana, which means Japanese sword. He uses it, and then he unloads his clip. Morpheus will actually learn how to fight in this one, and that's what I really
Yeah, I
appreciate.
was thinking about that
He's
when I
taking
saw
out the
it.
twins, and if you're wondering, hey, where's Nia and all this? Oh yeah, that's right, he's in the mountains. Really?
Yeah.
So he's the twins shut the door right when he's about to get there to say, and he's in the mountains. Like, Link, where am I? You're not gonna believe this. You're in the mountains. Really? And then he immediately does the Superman feint, and then that's how he's it was like. I mean, when he does that, that's actually pretty cool. Like when Neo's flying like that, I thought that was cool. And then the clutch moments when you need Neo to show up, he shows up in the nick of time, and Link just reacts to Link's reaction is us watching this. So he's kind of like our first person view into the Matrix, because we're kind of like Link experiencing Neo do all this stuff for the first time. But yeah, again, that the twin sequence was great, and Morpheus Morpheus actually learned how to fight. He's still getting his ass kicked by an agent, though. I mean, that seems to be the trend. Maybe that's why they told Morpheus, okay, you're not fighting. You're gonna have a big sequence in the beginning of the movie, and then you're just gonna be with you're just gonna take the backseat to let Niobe pretty much slap you around, pretty much be the dominant in the relationship. That seems like that was in the third one, pretty much. But Morpheus is okay in the fighting, but he still gets his ass kicked by an agent.
Well, I thought about you when I saw this again. I was like, okay, maybe Charlie will be satisfied because he kind of is fighting more in this film, and he did pretty good. But I
Give him a
think
weapon, yeah.
Morpheus just surrounds himself with people that can fight, and he's like, "I'm your leader. Defend me or fight." So
I don't know. Once I see the new Morpheus in the new Matrix movie, if he does more fighting scenes, he actually wins. I'm like, huh? What's wrong with Lawrence Fishburne? You should have given some Fishburne some fight sequences to learn how to. It's gonna be funny if the Black Mantra, if he kicks more ass than because he's that was the actor that played Black Mantra. He's the new Morpheus. If he kicks more ass than Lawrence Fishburne did, I'm like, what the hell?
I still believe in Lawrence Fishburne. I think he can do it.
Just give him a katana, then
with some Bengay, and they can just get them wires and get him moving. He can still do it. If Tom Cruise can do it, so can Lawrence Fishburne.
Exactly.
Fishburne should have been in The Last Samurai, not Tom Cruise.
No.
Oh my god.
No, that's literally the joke or whatever that was from the Chappelle Show. Was when Paul Mooney was doing Mooney on Movies. He's talking about The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, and these two white women are talking like, "Oh, that was great. Really, that's believable. Tom Cruise as a samurai."
Get me started on the Chappelle Show.
I did yesterday with The Matrix. That's what he made fun of The Matrix.
What did y'all think about the architect though?
The architect was a douche.
He is the architect though.
Yeah, I like Will Ferrell's version of the architect better.
Yeah, but overall, I get the fact that he's the one who created pretty much everything and stuff like that. He knows what's going to happen and things like that. But he was a complete asshole towards Neo and everything because of the fact he goes, "Oh, I'm the one who's in control here. You're just a pawn in my game, basically. And there's nothing that you can do about it because I know what's going to happen. I know your every movement. Just because you may be the one, it doesn't mean that I don't know your every move," kind of thing. But at the same time, look what we have now. we have tracking devices in our own phone with GPSs
Mhm.
and everything, and they're actually cell phone companies are in control of our lives basically because of the fact that they know that it's our means to actually communicate with people. And also too, social media also has a way of actually grabbing us and nudging us, which is, um there's that documentary that I was telling you about before, remember?
Mhm. Yeah, I forgot the name of it. I know what you're talking about. Oh, John froze.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
but yeah, the architect reminded me of like a big brother in the sky. He because with all the television screens and everything else, or it could be a mockery of a creation type thing. But yeah, like a big brother in the sky, he's just watching you, and he's like, um, yeah, a little bit. He's like watching you and just has your every move, and he's tracking you, like you said, John. That's kind of like what we're going through now, just how the FBI, hi FBI, are tracking us, tracking our every move, and like yeah, like your search history, like the algorithms, the bots, like everything,
yeah,
like everything that we go through now. We can look back at the Matrix if you want to get that deep into it and be like, whoa, the Matrix was right. These people are like just running our lives and we are in the Matrix. But do we want to be in boring Zion or do we want to be in the Matrix? You got to make
yeah,
up your mind.
yeah. I mean, again, I like the Will Ferrell version of the Architect, and
You would.
the MTV Movie Awards spoofed this one. It was hysterical, but I love the TV screens of the other Neos, and
Yeah.
like when they're all screaming "beep you,"
Yeah.
they're all different,
Yeah.
and the real Neos just standing there calm, pretty pissed off. But I wanted Neo to beat the crap out of him, honestly. Like Trinity, it's like I mean, like you just knew Trinity was going to be going in the Matrix. Like again, I mentioned yesterday, her and Neo like to defy authority. When they tell them to do something, they go against it. But it's like, but like the way that just her whole demeanor about it, like because the and then we got they got pretty gruesome with the other ship when when the one guy like. Yeah, that's really bright to have an old rusted bridge and you got like a mechanical thing for a leg and you're jumping out, you're all gimpy.
They're
Of course the
coming.
thing was gonna fall
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. And then it went through the guy's chest. I was like, oh, geez.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like and then he falls, which lets to just giant spike penetrating the computer guy. Like, here's the thing. This is kind of like the exact opposite. This is like if it was Tank or it was Dozer, they would have lived.
Mm-hmm.
These are
Mm-hmm.
two white guys.
Mm-hmm.
These two white guys are in control. Like, and that's what it seems like.
Day.
Yeah, I mean, I hate playing on that stat, but it's true. Like, if it was the exact opposite, they would have lived. They would have built the thing with a stupid rickety bridge. Oh no, I fall. Doesn't matter, you die anyway, which would have died. I mean, blown up, penetrate with a spike. Like, I mean, like, what would you prefer? Because the Sentinels are that, and like the Sentinels were just real dicks in this movie. Like, they didn't give you a chance. They instead of just invading like the first movie, they killed him softly from a distance, and essentially they just threw a bomb on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how they do it. Like they've evolved in a sense, but then but yeah, but then you go back to the Trinity sequence. She's like you just know it was stuff's about to hit stuff's about to get serious when that music pipes on, like the like kind of like it was not techno music, but it's like serious like the classic Matrix music. Like you just know once that music hits, some badass is about to happen, and that's exactly what Trinity did. She's like I'm not gonna sit here and watch them die. Like I'm going in there and like yeah, well in 5 minutes I'll tear the whole like. And it's funny on the subtitles you don't see the word "goddamn." She says it so fast. That subtitles doesn't even pick it up. in 5 seconds, I'm going to tear that whole goddamn building down. Yeah, it says tear that building down. And you look at the subtitles. I was like, damn, like even subtitles know not to piss off Trinity.
They better not. Yeah.
They better not. And she goes in there, and
I was gonna say it was interesting. Going back to the architecture, how he was saying Neo wasn't the only one, and that really, I was like, wait, what? You're not the only one, the one. So that, I don't know, that kind of blew me away.
I think they might be preluding to the new one, where I don't think Neo's got one capabilities, but he's not the one. It's one. Trinity. I think Trinity's got the powers. Like she's got just as much as powers as Neo.
Interesting.
Because there's various clips in the trailer where she's screaming and everybody like just that, and then the two of them combine and everybody just like goes off. Like I think because then the one person saying the fate of Neo isn't up to him, and I think it's Trinity. I think she's got the one capabilities in this one. She just doesn't realize it yet. And because his Trinity was always the one that believed in Neo. Now it's time for Neo to believe in Trinity. Like,
wow.
I am so happy they brought the two of them back.
Yeah.
Those were the two best characters in this franchise. That's why the third movie is such a downer. It is. I mean, I'm being brutally honest. That's why it got, that's why it's my lowest ranked one. Because you took away the two best characters of the movie. Like, come on. Like, but the fact that they came back, obviously the script's really good because Keanu is at the point where he can just pick and choose.
Yeah.
But the fact that Keanu picked the Matrix to do the Matrix 4, the return for it, and how giddy he is in these interviews talking about, oh, the Matrix, the action, Lana knows how to do it. They knows how to like make you look like a badass while holding a gun or whatever. And like and Keanu's like two helicopters like shooting at you in mid building. Awesome. Like it's just like this how happy Keanu is to do these types of stuff. It's so great to see him back because nobody else could have been nobody else could have done these movies without him. Like Keanu is he's just that energetic piece, and everybody wants to work with him now. Like he's that good. The fact that they brought him back, I'm just floored. But
yeah, he's a big sci-fi fan too, though.
Yeah,
he's a big sci-fi and cyberpunk fan, so I wasn't surprised that he was back.
I was happy really he's back.
Yeah.
And then but yeah, I love the highway sequence, and then and then Neo, like, if I were you, I hope we don't meet again. I'm like, yeah, you don't want to meet Neo again. Neo will kick your ass. You're pissing him off.
Well, he had two choices. He was like, you can go through this door and you can end the war, or basically you can go save Trinity.
Like, end the war.
I was like, why don't you?
It wasn't going to end the war. It wasn't, because the architect told him, like,
that's true.
If you just go in there, you're sacrificing yourself for nothing. That's pretty much what it was. And then Neo's like, do I want to save Zion? Or save my girlfriend? I'm saving the girlfriend. And then the sequence where he comes out in the fire. I thought that was really cool. I thought it was shot cool. Him coming out with a fire, and then it's like him coming out like a blaze of glory. That's literally what he was, and he was going so fast.
Oh yes.
How he caught her, that was like, again, we were Link. Holy crap, he caught her. Because like they kept talking about this whole scene this whole time. Like we knew Trinity was going to get shot. She got shot in the heart, like in that area. And she fell. She fell. And they kept emphasizing the fall. And the fact that Neo caught her was just like, this is the second time. So Neo saved Morpheus. He saved the Keymaker, and he saved Trinity by coming in at the last minute, saving Morpheus and the Keymaker from blowing up while on top of the two tanker tanks, and him saving them, to saving Trinity from falling that, and while the agent just goes completely.
Yeah, it had a John's back.
Yep.
No, we were talking about the architect. But also we're talking about Trinity falling too, and Neo saving her, which
And
it does have a fairy tale esque vibe to it as well. Like he
it did.
touched her heart, and then she's alive.
Yeah.
Right.
He
And
saved
I was just saying how
Then he
the
threw the
audience
bullet.
is
Oh.
like Link. When Link's reaction to him catching Morpheus and the Keymaker from blown up by the agents, to him Neo coming in from the mountains to saving them at the last minute, like, yes, like that's us. That's us as the audience cheering. And to him catching Trinity, holy crap, he caught her. Like, that's us. And then it's like, and then I was like, okay, holy crap, he saved her. He's like, he's a metaphor. Neo's a metaphor that can, like, he was able to get the bullet out and restart her heart. Like, that's the one. It's clearly the one.
Yeah.
And then of course the two of them making out. Like, I guess this makes us even. And Link's like, I can't take this. Like, yeah, that's us. That's us, the audience. Like, yeah, this is a lot, way too much.
Yeah. Yeah. This relationship is too much. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't end in a happy ending. I'll just say that. Like, yeah, they teased us with the happy ending. No. Do that. No. We gotta clip your ankles right here. We gotta Tanya Harding you right now. We gotta stop the fun.
Ouch, that hurts.
Yep, definitely hurts. But I definitely do have to agree with you guys on that though too. It's like a fairy tale ending. You're hoping that Neo will get there in the nick of time, and of course he does. And us as an audience and everything too, we're on that whole entire thing of on our edge of our seat, hoping that he'll do it. And when he does do it, like Charlie said, yes, he's done it. He saved her. Whenever I first saw that scene where he winds up taking the bullet out of her and then restarting her heart, I'm like, ooh, this goes way beyond any of his other powers and everything too. This is like basically resurrecting somebody.
Godlike.
Someone that he cares about.
Resurrection.
Yep.
Godlike.
There you go.
He's like you've got the God mode cheat on, and like this is a video game, it's the God mode cheat. You can't die, but you can't save anybody else. It's not like God mode, but it kind of is. But yeah, it's just he's the one. Literally, that's in his name. The word one is in Neo. It's one.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one in Trinity. Yeah.
But yeah, this movie is definitely, I have to say, I enjoyed aspects of it, but I didn't enjoy it as a whole like I did with the very first Matrix movie. But anything, like I was saying before, I liked aspects of that one scene with Zion and stuff like that. No.
The orgy.
No.
Well, you gotta be more specific, John.
The elders. Yeah. Whenever he's talking to the elders.
Got it. Okay.
That's the word I was thinking of at the very beginning. The elders. That's what I was thinking of.
It's okay to like the orgy too.
I mean, I like the
orgy?
No.
Yeah,
no, I like
the
Matrix action sequences. Like, no, I hated that portion. But
but
to finish up what happens, Neo's telling Morpheus, "Oh yeah, prophecy's full of shit." Pretty much, he's just saying, he was verbatim. Yeah. I'm sorry, the truth hurts, but you're full of shit. That they're Morpheus, and then all of a sudden the Squiddies show up, and you know what? Because they had Neo, that's how they survived. It's a bomb. We need to get out of here. Unlike the other group. So, John, you missed our conversation. I said the other ship that blew up, the reason why it blew up and those guys were idiots, it's because 2 white guys were in charge of that ship.
You're right. If you wind up having 2 black people in charge, they'll go on ahead and get the hell on out of there.
Well, then again, Tank wasn't really black. He was kind of like, I can't figure out like what. I think he's like a mixed. I'll say that. But Dozer, like, you had 2 guys in control. And the Nebuchadnezzar doesn't have a freaking rickety bridge.
No, it's all
a freaking rickety bridge that was rusted.
Mm-hmm.
You were industry fuel.
Nebuchadnezzar, they have good maintenance. Because even in the beginning, in the first Matrix, you can see they were working on the ship.
Yeah, Trinity and the crew were working on the ship because you had a good leader. You had Morpheus. Yeah. Morpheus was your leader, and he's the one. I had a dream. That dream that's now taken away from me. When they escape, Squiddies blow it up. I said the Squiddies have evolved in this one. They don't want to just go in. They don't want to go up close and personal. They want to kill you from a distance. They listen to you. They hear you, and then they throw a bomb on you. Like they just like boom, surprise bomb, and then they're escape, and then like the crew's like they're escaping, and then Neo's like, I can feel them, and then he's able to stop the Squiddies as a human, not in the Matrix. And then he goes into coma. He goes into coma.
Yeah. He exerted too much energy. He's like, I'm tired.
Whoa, I'm sleepy, Riff.
Oh gosh,
Well,
I'm so tired.
You know, he also saved Trinity. He pulled the bullet out of his heart.
You know, he did a lot of stuff.
He did a lot of stuff.
I know.
But this is like Rambo. I mean, especially when he saved the Asian girl. Oh, Rambo, you tired? No shit, I'm tired. I just jumped off a boat to save your life. This is just the same thing with Neo. He's overpowered. He's tired. He needs a nap.
He needs to recharge.
Not necessarily, like he did all that stuff in the Matrix, but this is him as
a human.
It
uses your brain, Charlie.
Not necessarily.
You know how many times
his brain power.
He is tired. Okay,
he's got the metabolism of like a superhuman.
The last bit of energy
it was him as a
on
human.
the squids, and he is tired, and he needs to take a nap.
In other words, this is like Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon. He's just too old for this shit.
Yeah, he's like, I'm tired. I need to recharge.
Keanu's pretty young in this movie. He's
mentally though.
Yeah, he
doesn't age.
His mid-30s caught up with him. Charlie, he's tired.
He's like Sam Elliott, but even younger because he looks. Yeah, I don't know. I doubt that.
Like you said, he called Trinity, and it was like. Yeah, he did all that stuff.
He pulled the last. He even restarted her heart.
He had to save her again. He's like, "Oh, girl, I'm tired."
So anyway, luckily a ship shows up and picks him up.
Yeah, he just resting.
He's in a coma or whatever.
His vitals are fine. He'll be back.
And then they're having a meeting talking about like how like the defense system got blown up by an EMP, and it's Bane. The guy that got cloned by Agent Smith.
That was very
cloned deep inside. He cloned him, and then he answered the phone, and then and he's in a coma too. And the two of them are at the same table, to be included. Seeing that for the first time, and it was a cool experience. It was a small theater, and it was like my dad and I were sitting in front of this son. It's like, it's my mom's birthday, and this is her birthday gift for taking her to see The Matrix. Like, so it was pretty funny. It was like that. And it was pretty cool because the first trailer, one of the trailers was Terminator 3. I saw that in theaters too.
Rise of the Machines.
Yeah. I saw that in theaters too. That was the summer of my first R-rated movies theaters. Terminator 3 and The Matrix 2. Like that was pretty cool. But
are y'all gonna do a Terminator review? Or
I don't know.
Is it too?
I like the first two. I don't like anything beyond that.
The third one's pretty. The third one's not bad.
That's the Christian Bale, right?
No, that's the fourth one. That's Salvation.
Salvation. Oh, okay.
Then Genesis. Genesis was the piece of garbage. Like, leave the acting to Lena Headey, Daenerys. Yeah, you suck as Sarah Connor. Just go. Dark Fate was not bad. Dark Fate was actually entertaining.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was the true sequel to Terminator 2. But
I
don't know. Maybe we'll get to it. But again, that's the first time I saw it to be concluded in a movie. And I thought it was like, and then they sets up and then like elites and makes you intrigued. Like, okay, we got to see this new one. Like that, and I love the way they set it up. Because my excitement for it was a lot better than watching the actual movie itself. The only upside is it's shorter,
right?
By 9 minutes. There's no orgy in it.
I remember
Squiddies have an orgy with the dead bodies.
Squidward.
Squidward fancy some.
But
so anyway, if you want to hear more about orgies, don't forget to like and subscribe.
You see, you get a lot with us with Movie Lovers Unite. You got orgies,
Yeah,
you
orgies,
got nudity, you got all the good
nudity,
stuff. Violence, cussing.
yeah, violence.
There's not much nudity in this movie anyway. It's like
Neo
you just
took a
have the sex
nap.
scene. That's it. You don't really see
He was
anything
done.
else.
I mean,
He was
that was
done.
2.5
Charlie
hours.
Nothing
was done.
risque.
He's like,
Not-
I am tired, girl. I'm finna take a nap.
But another thing that I want to mention though is I liked how it ends on that cliffhanger of Agent Smith basically hacking the dude's body because of the fact he's actually in that guy's body, controlling things.
for the orgy, for
Yeah,
the clone orgy.
yeah, yeah. It's like a
Once,
virus within a
once he
virus.
penetrates you with his hand, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. You get the penetration action right there.
Yeah, you got fisting. Yeah.
Oh, reloaded. Yep. Always about.
Anyways, this is gonna be it for the show tonight. I hope that you enjoyed our
Like,
Matrix
subscribe.
Reloaded
I hope you
featuring
show it
orgy
rated
section
R.
of our show tonight. It
This
was
better be
very
a
nice tonight, and we're gonna be canceled within the next morning. So I hope you guys wind up liking this.
Sounds like
So anyways,
you went deep sexual with the food. Of course, you had to like the deep
I'm the
emphasis
sex.
with the food. You got all orgy about the food. Yeah, of course, it's got everything.
Well, I was going through the scientific doctrine. Okay, I was trying to. Never mind. Anyways, Tomeka, I know that you have a show coming up on Friday. Let's talk about that because let's just stray away from the orgies a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, sounds like what we do on our show. That's why it's rated R. Or it's
Radical.
Yeah, we're two blurred girls. This Friday, we're going to review A Christmas Story. Last Friday, I reviewed Home Alone 1 and 2, so you can check that out.
Which you did an awesome job.
YouTube channel, which is Two Blurred Girls. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're also on Facebook under the same name, and we're on Instagram at Blurred Two Girls. Oh no, it's Two Blurred Girls _ podcast, and Twitter is at Blurred Two Girls. And we're on Twitch as well, the same name, Two Blurred Girls. There's a theme going on here. We're also audio podcast is on Amazon. It's on iHeartRadio. We're on Anchor, Apple, Google, Good Pods. You can, and John, you're on Good Pods too at Movie Lovers Unite. So we pretty much share and rate each other's episodes. So this episode will be on there too. I can't wait to give it all the 5 stars and say
With
this
the orgies.
was so much fun. And the orgy and the cake and Neo sleeping. Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
I love it. Thanks for having me on this show.
You're
This
welcome, man.
kinky show you got.
And guess what? You're going to be back on here tomorrow night.
Yeah, I get to be back to end the kinky show you got here going on.
Right?
That's
So
what's
anyways,
exciting. Now
guys.
we get to the downer. I'm in shock sugarcoating it. Tomorrow's review. We're reviewing the downer of the third one.
Yeah, this is
there's
definitely
no orgies in that one. That's why it's a down.
Well,
But-
yeah, of course not, because the 2 people die. Spoiler alert. Well, a lot of people die in this one.
Right.
So much
But anyways, guys, if you guys want to, go ahead and follow me underneath Movie Lovers TV Lovers Unite on Facebook, underneath the same brand name on Instagram and on Pinterest as well. If you want an audio only podcast of many of our episodes that we do here at Movie Lovers Unite, you guys can go in and find that wherever you guys get your major podcasts from. Of course, like Tomeka said, we're also on Good Pods. What's Good Pods? It's basically social media for your podcast. Or if you're a podcaster yourself, you can go on ahead, claim your podcast on there. And then, of course, if you're someone that just likes listening to podcasts, you guys can go on ahead, rate individual episodes. Tell us what you think about those episodes. They just did a new update to where we can interact with you guys, and I'm having a blast at being able to reply to different things. So go ahead, rate us over there. Rate us on Apple Podcasts as well, especially with Two Blurred Girls podcast. And then, of course, guys, you can also follow me on TikTok, orgy free, at Movie Lover 0.
Zero orgy.
Exactly. At Movie Lovers Unit 0. And then, of course, you guys can
Unit.
and then you can also follow me on Twitter at Movie Lovers Unit.
You stay strong, John. You stay strong. You got this.
Yes,
Some of these sites hit the E. We don't know why. They just hate the E.
Yeah.
They hate E for everyone.
So, yeah, you guys can follow me underneath Movie Lovers Unit on Twitter. Of course, you can reach out to me if you're a sponsor or would like to be on my show. Just go on ahead and reach out to me at movieloversunite@gmail.com, and that's everywhere you can reach me at. Of course, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern, we're going to be doing our last Matrix movie, which is Revelations. So I can't wait to dive into that, even though it's going to be a disaster of a film. But
Revolutions.
Revolutions, my bad. Okay. So, anyways,
No worries.
I hope y'all do Revelation. I would like to be there.
you know,
for
that's
that.
actually going to have to be a new one after this.
After Resurrections, we get Revelations. Like,
Yeah.
There we
I want to
go.
do all of them.
Might be
But
the
anyways,
R's.
guys,
like, or the Matrix Radical or whatever.
Radical.
but another thing you guys can do is go on our page. How do you do that? You guys can also go ahead and donate $5 to $10 to our page just to keep the lights on here on at Movie Lovers Unite. Go at GoFundMe.com/Movie Lovers Unite podcast and /donate. And but if you guys don't want to, I completely understand. If you guys are going to be watching this later on YouTube when we do upload it, just go on ahead, smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, smash that little bell in the bottom right hand corner to allow you guys to know when we have something new coming out. And always until next time, thank you again, Tomeka. Thank you again, Charlie, for being a part of this Matrix rewatch. And always until next time, guys. Bye bye.